Echo and the Bunnymen with People Are Strange, featuring drummer Pete DeFreitas, who died in a motorcycle accident in 1989. The weirdest car crash I've ever heard of involving a musician happened to Michael Edwards, a former cello player with the Electric Light Orchestra. Imagine this. He's driving down a highway in Devon, England, when somehow one of those giant round bales of hay came tumbling down the shoulder of the road and right into his car. Bam! That was it. This is also pretty weird. Jerry Fuchs was the drummer of a band called Check, Check, Check. He got stuck between floors in an elevator on his way to a party, and he decided that he'd force open the doors and figure a way out. Something went terribly wrong, and he fell 5 stories down the elevator shaft. Elliott Smith, the singer-songwriter, apparently killed himself by stabbing himself in the chest multiple times. Jeff Buckley decided to wade into the Mississippi River fully clothed while singing Led Zeppelin's Whole Lotta Love, and his body was found several days later. And while we're on the water, let's talk about Kirsty MacColl. Kirsty is the woman who does the female parts on the Pogues' Christmas classic Fairy Tale of New York, and she's the former wife of Steve Lillywhite, the guy who helped U2 with their first 3 albums. On December 18th, 2000, she and her sons were snorkeling in an area off Cozumel, Mexico, an area supposedly off limits to all powerboats. Just as she came to the surface after a dive, a boat came roaring through the area. She pushed her son out of the way, but the boat hit her in the head, killing her instantly. And if that wasn't freaky enough, it gets worse. It turns out that the boat was owned by a Mexican millionaire named Guillermo Gonzalez Nova. Although he wasn't at the helm of the boat at the time of the accident, he and his family were on board. Driving the boat was, apparently, an employee named Jose Sen Yam, although there are a number of eyewitnesses that dispute that. Witnesses say that the boat was going much faster than what had been claimed. It was certainly moving faster than the claimed 1 knot. Jose was arrested and found guilty of something known under Mexican law as culpable homicide. The sentence was 2 years, 10 months. However, the law said that he could avoid jail time if he simply paid a fine, and that fine was about $90. He was also ordered to pay restitution to Kirsty's family, but that restitution was based on his salary. So the total came to just over $2,100. Meanwhile, there were whispers that Sen Yam got a big payoff from someone for taking the fall. Kirsty's family created something called the Justice for Kirsty campaign and began pressuring Mexican authorities to do something. They made applications to human rights councils. A judge in the case was found to have made mistakes in his handling of the situation. And U2 has pushed for the government to get to the bottom of what happened. And what's happened so far? Absolutely nothing. Just another tourist death.